Now it's time to play Is Annie Okay With This?
Hi, Tricia. Hi, Annie, Brad, and Ryan.
Oh, hi.
Good to have you in here.
Hello.
Good to be here. Hello. Hi, everybody.
Very pleasant.
All right. What a weird reaction. What? Very pleasant. Nobody says very pleasant when that's like actually the situation.
How are you? I'm pleasant.
Yeah. It's so weird.
I feel neat. You?
I'm just super duper. Can't wait for this producer show meeting. All right, I'm going to just jump right in here then.
Let's go.
Illinois legal researchers suggest animals should have the right to vote. Of course, this is out of Illinois. A paper published in the journal Analysis by an associate at Ashman Law Offices in Illinois.
Assman Law?
Assman Law Offices. It's up near Chicago.
That makes sense.
Reported that extending voting rights to animals
Donkeys?
all animals would merely be extending practices that are already in place where, quote, certain governments permit the enforcement of animals' legal rights through representatives. So they want your animals to have voting rights, but they want the voting rights to be run through whoever the animal's owner is.
I'm going to have so many dogs.
We're going to make Illinois red.
Yeah. Yes.
It's like, what do you have? I have a colony of ants.
Make it
and each
happen.
one of their voices matter.
Let's freaking
And they're
go.
red ants.
Yeah.
So, in theory, following this guy's all affected interest
What's his name again?
principle.
Assman.
He works for Assman Law
Okay.
Offices.
People would ask him growing up, you a leg man? He'd say.
No, I'm an ass
I'm
man.
Mr.
Anyway,
This is unbecoming of the show.
This is a different direction than we've gone.
this is not as pleasant as it was.
These were so pleasant moments ago.
Annie, are you okay with animals voting in Illinois?
I am. Yes.
All right.
We've established it's a great idea. I've tried everything else. Let's go. The question is, can the dead animals vote?
And how many times?
I guess if they're still registered. All right.
Yeah.
Speaking of animals, it's Groundhog's Day again. So PETA wants to swap out Puxatawney Phil for a coin. It's
Boo.
Groundhog's Day is
PETA.
February 2nd. They're making their annual effort to retire the groundhog Phil.
Who was the last mayor of New York City? The bad one? The really bad one?
De Blasio.
Yeah.
Remember when the groundhog bit him and then he dropped the groundhog and the groundhog died?
Yeah.
No, I don't remember any of that.
Yes!
I was laughing because I'm like, oh, this is
No.
really funny. That is not funny.
He killed the groundhog.
He can
I
still
hope.
vote in Illinois, though.
I'm pretty. Yeah, no kidding. He can vote twice.
What? Yeah.
I'm going to Google the story, but I am 98% sure that that is the total story.
Was it in Punxsutawney or was it in New York?
I don't know. I was in New York.
So he didn't kill Phil. He just killed a groundhog. That's my question.
I don't know that facts matter, but I'll
Okay.
be right back.
Okay.
Anyway, they want to swap out Phil for a giant gold coin because they say that a coin toss is no less reliable than Phil's predictions.
For the
which-
record, I just Googled de Blasio. The fifth suggestion is groundhog.
Really?
Let's go on. The coin. Sorry.
Coin, not Phil.
Giant coin.
Giant coin. Which whatever. PETA does this every year. Annie, are you okay with Groundhog's Day? The whole idea of it.
This is the type of thing that I can't possibly invest enough energy in to like I don't have time to go on a crusade to end Groundhog Day.
Or to stand for it.
But can I tell you a little Groundhog Day story? I'm just gonna put myself out there right now, and haters gonna hate. I took my kids to Disney World this past weekend, and this is a true story. It was January 20th,
What'd you kill?
and we are walking through Epcot, and over America, in Epcot, a bald eagle was soaring over America.
It was Soren.
And I think that it was a sign that Donald Trump's going to get elected.
She got chills.
Just to you?
Goosebumps.
This was done by God to you?
I don't think he was trying not to talk to me, but I have a video of it. I can prove that it happened.
Wow.
We were buying donuts, and my husband goes, "Is that a bald eagle?" And I go, "Over America?"
Wow.
I was gonna say,
There were no other birds.
donuts,
Just
bald
one
eagles.
Yeah, because the bald
soaring
eagle ate them all.
Yeah, the weaklings.
Yeah.
Because integrity and freedom and liberty are going to be restored to this country. And it was January 20th or 21st. I can't remember. But that's like basically inauguration day.
Wow. Yeah. That bald eagle. The only thing that would have been better is if he had murdered a bunch of crows. That would have been awesome.
My crow.
Because when there's a pack of them, they're called a murder. And that would have been
Gotta
ironic.
Google that too.
That's true.
Groundhog Day. I'm going to go with it.
Yes, for it.
The Guardian reports the former New York Mayor Bill de Blasio has addressed perhaps the greatest or possibly saddest controversy of his time at City Hall, which is saying something. The day he dropped a groundhog, which subsequently died. This is from...
This is a horror story. This is really sad.
Where's the date? It said... This is from June 15th, 2023.
I think that's a great horror movie.
The Democrat left office...
From the point of the groundhog? Are you kidding me?
The Democrat left office in 2021. This week, he spoke to New York Magazine describing the interview at a coffee shop in Brooklyn. The publication said that the prominent Clinton ally and former presidential aspirant...
from
Are you a
aspiring
Wegmans or are you a...
Go ahead.
aspiring seemed far more at ease than he often did while in office. Eventually, though, the conversation turned to the fate of Charlotte, which was taking part in the annual Groundhog Day ceremony when, one doleful day in February 2014, de Blasio dropped it. Asked if he had any regrets, de Blasio said, yeah, 100%. I'm like, don't make me hold a bleeping groundhog. I mean, what the hell? Let me tell you exactly what happened. I go there and it's 7 a.m, which means my motor skills are not at their best. I
What's
put on
up
these
with
gloves and they're
My
like,
hands are slippery at 7.
I put on these gloves and they're like, here's a groundhog. I'm like, what the F? I'm like, don't you have a little more coaching to go with this or whatever? This is hard-hitting stuff, Guardian. It was idiocy. Why would you want an elected official to hold a groundhog? I don't know anything about holding groundhogs. So the whole thing is just insane. There's an original sin here. Don't hand someone a groundhog, right? I'm reading a quote from The Guardian.
That's de Blasio saying all of that.
Yes, only trained groundhog holders. And do you squeeze it really tight? I mean, what do you do? No.
I don't know. Maybe he wants to be comforted.
So
Although
I'm like,
tighter than he squeezed it. if he dropped
apparently,
it.
Yeah.
talk about a lack of advanced work.
Oh, it's 7 a.m. His hands were barely moving.
Later in 2014, a spokesman for the Staten Island Zoo told reporters the groundhog's handler may not have been forceful enough. When placing it into Blasio's hands, meaning the mayor could not get a firm grip, it was a complete bungle, the spokesperson said. Charlotte was found dead a week later.
Must have been a real drop because you know that a groundhog that survived in New York City's got to be pretty tough.
Not tough, hard.
Hard. Yeah.
You know, what kind of forbearance is it if the groundhog, you drop it and it dies? That's not good.
That's also a good point.
It's
yeah.
also kind of
That's
an
foreshadowing
analogy.
a bad election year for de Blasio.
Yeah.
That's eternal winter is what that is. It forever sleeps.
Nuclear winter.
All right, speaking of tough, Florida man attacks bus after he was dropped off at Walt Disney World instead of SeaWorld. A Florida man is accused of causing
He's a Republican.
$500
I
in
said SeaWorld.
Well, of course he is. He's a Florida man.
I want to go to Disney.
I don't think there are any Democrats left down there.
Florida man is accused of causing $500 in damages to a bus after he punched and kicked the glass door numerous times, breaking it. He was angry that he missed his SeaWorld bus stop, and the driver made him get off at the last stop, which was Disney. Police caught up with the man near the entrance of Typhoon Lagoon, and he was arrested for criminal mischief, but he's not facing any charges. Annie, are you okay with SeaWorld?
Oh. I went to SeaWorld when I was a child and saw Shamu and don't have negative thoughts on it from like experiencing it as a child, but the whole captive animal thing kind of makes me sad. So I haven't been since. I haven't desired to go back, but I don't know.
I kind of don't know who goes to SeaWorld anymore.
I just went last year, so
They're like roller coasters and stuff.
there were 4 or 5, and one really cool water ride there. That's like a
With the whale.
No, it's not with the whale.
You ride on
it
its back
was-
and then go up.
It was on the whale, and there was no wait. But they just added a new roller coaster too. It's like a surfboard roller coaster that you stand on it, and it looks awesome.
You
I
didn't
want to
do
go
it?
back. What's that?
You didn't do it?
It wasn't open yet when I was there. They had like one of those Superman ones too that they called it the dolphin or something, you know. It's like SeaWorld. Like, hey, ride like a dolphin.
Okay. I believe you.
Man displays fake badge while trying to arrest real cops.
Where'd this happen?
Georgia.
Oh,
Close to Florida.
so close.
Georgia man tried using a fake badge to arrest 2 people who happened to be real police officers. Whoops. The 2 officers approached the suspect, who was disrupting traffic by walking in the middle of the road. They said the man pulled out a metal badge marked Special Police and told the officers they were under arrest.
What precinct you from?
Oh, so
I'm
close.
from 94 over there. Special police.
No, 95.
Yeah. I can see
96.
from the look on your face that I meant 95.
You've never heard of it.
Yeah.
It's because I'm special police.
Yeah.
He read them their Miranda rights, but unfortunately that plan backfired. They did not follow
They didn't remain silent.
They did not remain silent. They actually arrested him in turn for impersonating an officer, obstruction, and terroristic threats.
Was he okay?
I mean, he got arrested for being special police, but
Nobody-
I don't know.
There's
the
no
answer to your
there's no
question.
rational mindset that puts you in that scenario. Something's off.
Like he was the special police? Like he was off? He was a little something wrong?
Maybe drugs.
Okay.
Annie, are you okay with adults dressing up for Halloween?
No. I am not a person who participates in those things. I know that you're like in charge of fun here.
The Rah Rah Fun Committee.
Yeah.
I actually stepped down as chair.
Yeah. Welcome to our side.
Yeah, it's nice here.
Now you're just stool.
Yeah, nice and curmudgeon-y.
Yeah, I know. I don't mind people who do that stuff. It doesn't bother me when other people do it. So I don't want to suck the fun out of other people's if they like to do that type of stuff. But I also want to be respected for being like, no thanks. Like I don't really need to do that. So
You
no.
did dress up as Abraham Lincoln that one year.
That was an
As an adult.
incentive. As an adult, you dressed up as
Todd
Mary Todd Lincoln.
I was forced to.
You 2 are ridiculous.
Yeah,
I was-
Melania over here.
I
These two were
was diving
ridiculous.
into I was just full of excitement and vigor to do the
Yeah.
Abraham Lincoln thing.
I was like, oh my gosh, okay. You know,
It
you
was
know how
your
much enthusiasm I approach things with.
it was your idea.
Was it? It might have been. I really don't remember.
I think it was for 5,000 subscribers on YouTube
Yeah.
or something.
Worth it.
Yeah, it was a bribe.
How close are we to the next milestone?
What's the next milestone?
I don't know. That's why I'm asking.
We've got like 6,200 subscribers. Brad's got it in his head that we need 10.
We need 10 by the end of the year.
Okay.
That's what I got.
What
in my
about
head.
by the end of January?
6,300.
Make it happen,
And,
Leah.
And then what?
And then I will dress up like Abraham Lincoln again.
Jill Biden.
Jill Biden.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
For a week.
I'll just dress up like a doctor
For a whole week?
with a stethoscope.
Stethoscope and a white jacket.
I'm Jill Biden.
And a wig.
If you haven't, I'm going to use this as a shameless opportunity to ask you to subscribe to the Annie Fry YouTube channel, though. Would you? With all of your Google accounts, please. Be a
All
super
6,000
fan.
of them.
Yeah, I don't even care if you participate. Just subscribe. Google likes it. Is that it?
We're okay or not okay with Halloween? Yes.
Halloween? Dressing up for
Adults,
Halloween?
Yeah, grown up.
No, not for me. Yes, for other people. I'm very libertarian on that issue.
Okay. That can be it.
Amanda says, "What did we do for 6,000? There was no dance or anything." I don't know.
Oh,
when...
remember that? We did a dance for something.
I think the dance was before 5,000.
All right. Well, you guys can dance again. That's a good idea.
Oh,
Thanks, Amanda.
I don't know about that.
I
That's on the
dance every
internet
day.
forever.
I don't know. Make suggestions. Get on here and subscribe, and we will pick one and oblige for 6,000, which is 200 too late.
I just walk around doing hip thrusts. So if anybody tapes it, just put that online, and that's your reward.
I was actually
I was
trying
just-
to avoid it.
Looked around this room and I'm like, oh, good. Everybody else is uncomfortable
Uh-huh.
too.
So is the whole office when he hip thrusts.
Yeah, and HR talked to you about that already.
It's just the way I walk. It's what I told him. I walk to the rhythm of life.
You carry a special police officer badge. We'll be right back.